Hello and welcome back to another step-by-step tutorial with Blossom Themes YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how you can create your very first food blog with elegant design and powerful features, and we will do this with Blossom Recipe free theme. Blossom Recipe is specially made for aspiring food bloggers to help showcase your unique recipes on the perfect website theme. This theme is not only gorgeous and perfect for your food blog, but it comes with tons of features to give your food blog a unique look. Stay till the end of the video to create a site that you will absolutely fall in love with, because even if you are a complete beginner, with the help of this video tutorial, you will be able to get your site up and ready in no time. Let's get started. To access the Blossom Recipe free theme, you'll have to go to our site blossomthemes.com, go to shop, go to free themes, then go to Blossom Recipe free. If you scroll down, you will be able to access the live demo page by clicking on the live demo button. I have already opened the live demo page in this tab. We will start with the demo page over here so that you do know what you get with the theme. Let's start with the header section. Right on top, you get to add your site logo if you have created one, or if you don't, then you also have the option to make your site title and tagline display, which helps you create a unique site identity for your site. On the top left, you can display your social media links. You can also make your search bar appear on the top right. Then we have the navigation menu, a beautiful banner slider where you can display your latest posts or recipes from delicious recipes, and how to configure that, we have covered it in the video. This is the home page. On the left hand side, we have the recipes. Then on the right hand side, we have various widgets that we have placed on our sidebar. Let's go through the recipes first, then we will come back to the sidebar. On the sidebar, you can display your author bio, where you can add a short information about yourself. You can add your signature. You can make your social media profiles display. You can also link your about page and display a button like this. This is an excellent way of being familiar with your users, and blogging is all about branding. It's all about how you present yourself, so you can make a good use of this section right over here. You can add search bar, recipe categories, popular recipes, newsletter, social media widgets, Instagram widgets, and so on. Let's scroll down. You can also add newsletter to your site, and this is very important for email marketing. You can integrate your Instagram section into your site, and this is very fascinating because if your users click on one of the posts, they will be able to check out your Instagram posts from here. And if they click on follow us, they will directly land to your Instagram page. From here, they can check out more information about you and they can follow you. Footer area section. This theme allows footer widgets in 3 different areas. The footer copyright area, where you can add your personalized copyright text. All the text of the footer copyright area cannot be edited. You can only edit certain portion of it. The full footer copyright can only be edited in our Pro theme. You also get a back to top button like this, so that you can go to the top from any portion of your site. We will now explore some of the page templates. In Blossom Recipe, you can showcase your recipes in most appealing way by choosing from a collection of 5 recipe page templates. If you go over to one of them, let's check out recipe courses. You can easily categorize your recipe based on various courses. This will also make searching recipe on your site very easy. Like if your user want to go for the recipes under breakfast, then they can simply click on breakfast or dessert or dinner or drinks, whatever they want. and they will find recipes that are listed under these particular courses. They can also scroll down and find your recipes neatly organized into respective recipe courses. Now we will explore one of our recipes. Let's open this one right here. This is what your recipe post looks like. On the right hand side, you can add various sidebar widgets for your single posts, and they range from author bio to various recipe widgets to popular recipes, featured recipes, Instagram, newsletter, and so on. On your left hand side is the gorgeous recipe presented in a unique way. You can add the featured image over here. Then you can also add more images to the gallery, which will display like this. Scroll down. You can add in a description like this for your recipe. Blossom Recipe is fully compatible with Delicious Recipes plugin. So you get this beautiful recipe card. This makes your recipes easy to read. It also helps you display cooking instructions step by step and add valuable information such as cooking difficulty and preparation time to help your reader find the perfect recipe. Upon first look, this looks so complex, I know, but don't worry, it is really easy to create all of this, and that's what we are here for. You will be surprised at how easy everything is once you go along with the video. Adding ingredient is completely hassle-free. You only have to choose desired serving size and the measurements will automatically adjust to fit that requirement. And look at how beautifully it is displaying, how neat it is, and how easily readable all of these ingredients and instructions are. It also allows step-by-step cooking instruction for each of your instructions, and you have the option to add images and videos for each of the instructions that you add. It will make your instructions even more clearer to your users. If you have added videos, it plays like this. For your health-conscious readers, you can also display a nutrition facts chart. You can add extra notes and keywords. You can also add social sharing buttons to help reach out more audience on Instagram and Pinterest. You can also have an author section display at the end of each of the recipe posts. A comment section where your users can share their experience and also rate your recipe. We will go to the top, and there are more elements right at the top here. If you click on Jump to Recipe, it will directly go down to the recipe. If you click on Jump to Video, it will directly go down to the video if you have added one. And it also gives you the print recipe option, which allows your readers to print the recipe. Back to our home page. Now I will head over to the sales page of Blossom Recipes free theme, and we will cover more exciting features of the theme there. Blossom Recipe is rated 5 stars and it also has reviews here. You can go through them if you wish to. Here is a chart that shows side-by-side comparisons between both themes. This helps you figure out the differences between both themes and whether you should go for the free theme or the pro theme. Let's jump straight into the features. Blossom Recipe looks as beautiful on mobile devices as it looks on PC, and this is very important as around half of all global internet traffic originates from mobile phones. We offer you a massive collection of 900 and plus Google fonts with Blossom themes. With the help of built-in live customizer, you can preview all the changes you make in real time. This theme is Delicious Recipes plugin compatible. Apart from helping you build your recipes step by step, this theme also has exclusive features that make for an excellent user interface, such as quick print buttons, serving-based measurements, etc., like how we saw in the demo page. You get a beautiful recipe card, step-by-step cooking instructions, serving-based ingredients, nutritional value chart like how we saw in the demo page. You also get advanced filters for recipe search, like if you go over to the demo page, go to search recipes. You can filter your recipes based on season, cuisine, recipe type, cooking method, difficulty, ingredients, simple factor, sorting, and so on, with the reset button as well. You can add 6 choice recipe widgets to help give out additional information and keep your visitors engaged on your page. You get 5 recipe page templates, print recipe option, Instagram and Pinterest share, author bio on sidebar, newsletter section, and Instagram section like we saw in the demo page. This theme is SEO and speed optimized. The theme also has schema integration, which allows search engines to understand your content better and present them in more relevant results. The theme allows last updated post date that can boost SEO. Blossom Recipe is also widgets ready theme. It comes with a plethora of 26 custom widgets to help support your food blogging venture. You can explore custom widgets from here. You can either have a smooth and attractive slider where you can feature your latest posts or categories or your latest recipes, or you can have a video banner. It allows social media integration. This theme also allows you to display excerpts. Blossom Recipe is also cross-browser compatible and is tested with the latest version on all popular web browsers to ensure full compatibility. With the one-click update feature, you can get absolute hassle-free updates of the latest features and security patches with this theme. So apart from updating the copyright information of your choice, there is also a dynamic year function that updates the copyright year automatically in our footer credit options features. You get scroll to top button. Blossom theme ensures easy and pleasant reading experience to your readers with perfect combination of font types, size, spacing, and contrast. The theme is translation ready and can easily be set up in your local language. If you use a right-to-left RTL scripts such as Arabic and Hebrew, well, great thing is this theme works very well with them and can be used in any language. We ensure regular updates with the latest WordPress features and security patches, so your site is safe from any vulnerabilities and it continues to be compatible with the latest versions of WordPress and any other plugins you may use. Blossom Recipe is perfect for developers. Since we use standard coding practices, you can easily find your way through our codes to customize it according to your needs. All of our themes come with detailed documentation, and Blossom Recipe is no exception. These documentations help you set up your very first WordPress site easily, and with the addition of this video, setting up your site and getting it up and ready has never been easier. If you still find it difficult or you get stuck in any step while creating your site or blog, or if you have any queries about the theme, you can easily get in touch with our friendly and quick support team. They are top-notch. You will not be disappointed with your experience. In fact, Blossom Themes is known for our 5 stars rated support service. We are always here to assist you and cater to your needs. I will now show you how to download the theme from our site. Just click on download now. Fill in the details here of email address, first name and last name, and click on download now. After you have filled in the details and clicked on download now, the theme will be emailed to you in your email address in a zip format. I will now log in to my WordPress dashboard and I will show you how you can easily search for the theme from there and install and activate it. So let me log into my WordPress dashboard first. To install and activate Blossom Recipe free theme, you'll first of all have to log in to your WordPress dashboard. From right hand side, go to Appearance, click on Themes, Click on Add New. Click on Upload Theme. From here, you can either click on Choose File and select the theme file that you have received in a zip format, or you can also drag and drop the file. There is also an alternative to that, and this way it is even more easier to install and activate the theme. So from the search bar here, just type in Blossom Recipe, and here the theme has appeared. Click on Install. Now click on Activate. The theme has been installed and activated successfully. Now click on Begin Installing Plugins. Select all of the plugins by ticking into this little box. From the drop-down option, select Install and click on Apply. Select all of the plugins once again. From the drop-down option, select Activate this time and click on Apply. The plugins have been installed and activated successfully. Please do not miss this step because this step is very important, and these plugins will come in handy when we later have to add various features to our site. So make sure you don't miss this step. Now let's go back to dashboard. And the next thing we will do is we will proceed to set up our Delicious Recipes plugin. Click on Proceed to Setup. From under Appearance Settings, you can enable the plugin typography. This gives you an option to use typography fonts from plugin. You can disable them to use theme's default fonts. From here, you can change the recipe colors for your recipe card. Click on Next. From here, you can change the page slugs and permalinks. From the additional settings, you can optimize your experience with Delicious Recipes plugin. You can display the recipes on homepage from here. From under Recipe Search page, click on Select a page first, then select Recipe Search. Now click on Finish. This was a very brief explanation that I gave to you about Delicious Recipes settings. There are even more settings, so I will come back to the settings later in the video. Let's navigate back to our dashboard. I'm going to skip this portion. Here are the list of Delicious Recipes settings. You can go through all of the settings even before you have created the recipes, but just so that I can make you understand more about what each of these recipes are and what they do, let me create our very first recipe. Then we will create some more recipes, and that is when we will come back to these settings and we will go through each one of them in detail. So for now, we will navigate back to dashboard. Before we do anything, let's just go to pages and click on all pages. So this is one thing that you have to take care of at the very beginning. I will show you the benefits later on. What you have to do is assign the page templates to recipe cooking methods, courses, cuisines, keys, and tags. For that, click on Quick Edit on the right hand side under Templates. Click over here, which will display a drop-down options. Now the title is Recipe Cooking Methods, so select Recipe Cooking Methods. Then click on Update. And we will do the same for courses. Click on Quick Edit. Under Template, we will select Recipe Courses. Since the title is Recipe Courses here, click on Update. We will do the same for cuisines, keys, and tags. So this is done. Make sure that you apply the page templates first, so don't miss this step. Now we will go back to the dashboard. There are two ways through which you can create recipe in Blossom Recipe. The first is from the custom post type, which is from here. And the second is from posts by using the Gutenberg blocks. I will first of all create a recipe using the custom post type. Then I will also show you how you can create a recipe using posts, and whatever process you find easier, whatever method you find easier, you can follow that. We will go to recipes and click on Add New. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open our demo page in the new tab here, the Blossom Recipe demo page. We will go down and we will recreate this exact same recipe side by side. We will also use the demo page for various references. Okay, so starting with the title, let's add our title. From here, I'm going to copy the same title and I'm going to paste it here. Next, we will add a short description on what the recipe is about. So back to our demo page, copy the content and paste it here, the description. Come down and now we will start adding the rest of the information here. First is the recipe subtitle. So recipe subtitles can be few words or a small sentence explaining about your recipe, kind of a summary of your recipe in a sentence. If you go back to the demo page, this is the recipe subtitle. So we will paste it here, the same subtitle. Next, we will add the recipe description. So click over here. You can also stretch it out from here for more space. And we will go back. Then copy and paste the description from the recipe card. I would highly recommend you to add in a recipe description because this also contributes to your SEO boost. Come down, you can also add a recipe keywords, and these recipe keywords need to be separated with commas. The keywords will also be used in recipe card and also for SEO schema. So if you are wondering what a recipe keywords are and where they display in your recipe, they display right at the bottom of your recipe card. I'm going to copy the same keywords. We'll go back and we will paste it here. From here, you can select the difficulty level of your recipe. So this is an additional information for your users. It can be either beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Let's select, okay, how about advanced? Come down, you can add in the preparation time, cooking time, and rest time from here. And you can also change the time from minutes to hours from the drop-down option here. So let's say you add your preparation time, cooking time and rest time all as 50, then the total time will be calculated automatically. If you have information about the number of calories, then you can also add it here, or you can simply skip the portion. Next, you can select the best season for your recipe from the drop-down option. The given options are fall, winter, spring, summer, or suitable throughout the year. Let's select suitable throughout the year. Okay, we are done and click on Save Changes. Next, we will add the ingredients. From here, you can add in the number of servings for this recipe. Add in the ingredient title here. Now to add the ingredients, just click on Add Ingredients section. To add in the ingredients, just add in the quantity here. Select the unit from here. In the drop-down option, the units range from grams, kilograms to can, jar, teaspoons, and so on. But if you still cannot find your desired unit, then you can also create it. I will show you how you can do that. So what we will do is we will click on Save Changes so that all the changes that we've made so far are saved, and we will navigate back to Settings. From under Recipes, go to Settings. Scroll down, click on Miscellaneous. So let's assume that the unit you want to add is tons, which was not there in the list of units when we saw it. Just click on Add Custom Unit, add in the unit here, add the singular form of the unit. The singular abbreviation will be T, plural will be tons, and plural abbreviation will be T. So I've just randomly added a unit here of ton. Now click on Save Changes. We will go back to all recipes. So this was the recipe that we had been creating. Click on Edit here. Come down, go to Ingredients. These are the information that we have already added and they are saved. So to add the unit that we have just created, click on Select Unit, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can see the newly created unit is now showing. So you can select this. You can add in the ingredient here. If you wish to add in some extra notes, then you can also add it here. So let's say your ingredient was oil and you wanted to be specific about adding olive oil, you can add the side note over here. If you want to add in second ingredient, click on add ingredient and start adding the required ingredients here. If you want to categorize your ingredients section, for example, your main ingredient is chicken and you want to add in the ingredients that add up to your main ingredient here, and you want to add another main ingredient, then add the rest of the ingredients which are required to prepare that particular ingredient, then you can also do that. So let's just say that you want to prepare chicken and these are the ingredients for chicken. Apart from chicken, you also want to add in additional toppings. Then all you have to do is click on add ingredients section, then click on this arrow right over here. Now add in the title as additional toppings or any other ingredient that you want to add. Then add in the ingredient information here. So in this way, you can add your ingredients and you can also create your ingredient sections. After you are done adding the ingredients, click on Save Changes. Now we will move over to instructions. You can change the instruction section title from here. Click on Add Instruction Section. To add in the instruction, just click over here. Again, you can stretch out this box for more space. Now we will go back to our demo page and we will copy the instruction here. So copy this and add it over here. If you wish to add in the video, you can click on Add Video and add the link to your YouTube or Vimeo video. If you wish to add in notes, click on Add Notes and you can add some extra notes to your particular instruction over here. If you want to add in the image to show step-by-step instructions for your users or readers, then click on Add Image, click on Select Files, then select the image of your choice, click on Open, and you can select the image from here. All the images that you upload from this section ends up in your media library section over here. I'm going to select and upload all of the files here. I have also added the recommended image sizes in the description box below, and you can also find the recommended image sizes in the text documentation of Blossom Recipe Free Theme. So make sure you check them out before you upload your images. Now we will select the image, click on Add or Replace Image, and here it will appear like this. Now just like with the ingredients, if you want to categorize your instructions, you can click on Add Instruction section, click on this arrow over here, add in the instruction category here, add in the rest of the instructions by adding instruction title over here, then keep on adding more instructions. I will not categorize my instructions, but following the same process, I will keep on adding more instructions. So just click on Add Instruction, click on Add Image, select Add or Replace Image, then add in your instruction over here. You can add video and notes and also image for each of the instructions that you add. So make the best use of it. After you are done adding all of your instructions, click on Save Changes. Next is Gallery. If you wish to add in Image Gallery, enable Image Gallery first, click on Add New Image, then select the image you want to add and click on Add Image. You can go on and add the images that are related to your recipe to give more information to your users and also to show them how your recipe looks like. Just like image gallery, you can also enable the video gallery. So enable this toggle here. Then you can copy and paste your YouTube or Vimeo video URLs. Simply copy the link of the video and paste it here. Click on Add Video, after which the video will be added over here. Click on Save Changes. Next is Nutrition. You can add in the nutrition facts chart, which will display right over here like this in your recipe card. And it is very convenient because you do not have to type everything out. You simply have to fill in the numbers. The units are already given as well as the percentage are already given. So I'm just going to randomly fill in some of the boxes here. You can just go ahead and add in the information that applies to your recipe from here, or if you do not want to add in this information, you can also leave it out. After you are done, click on Save Changes. Next, you can also add in additional notes. So click over here. This is where your notes will be displayed. Copy it. Click on Save Changes. Okay, we will come to our right hand side and we will start adding the courses, cuisines and cooking methods. Click on Add New Course and give your course a name, then click on Add New Course or click on Enter. What you can also do is you can create all the courses at once, and when you are creating recipes in the future, you can select the courses that apply to that particular course. So let me create a few courses here first. So if this recipe is about breakfast, then I can uncheck the rest of the courses here. And when I create the next recipe, and if that recipe is about dessert, then I can check in dessert. Or you can also create a new course that applies to your recipe that you create. Now we will also add cuisine that applies to this recipe. So click on Add New Cuisine. Give your cuisine a name. Click on Enter or click on Add New Cuisine. Like how we did with our courses, we are going to create cuisines right now, and we will only check into the cuisine that applies to this particular recipe and also the recipes that we create in the future. So if the cuisine is French, I can only check in the French cuisine from here. The rest of the cuisines that I create in the future, if they are Argentine or Nepalese, then I can simply apply the cuisine or assign the cuisine to the recipe by checking into this box. Following the same process, come down and we will create cooking methods. Click on Add New Cooking Method and give your cooking method a name. It can be frying, roasting, grilling, baking, steaming, blanching, or anything. And now we will only assign the cooking methods that apply to this recipe. In the future recipes that we create, we can simply assign the cooking methods that are already here, or we can also create a new cooking method by clicking on Add New Cooking Method. We are done. Now we will add recipe keys. So recipe keys can be either vegan, vegetarian, dairy, gluten-free, etc. We will go with vegan. And dairy-free. Come down. Now let's add our featured image. It is very important that you add a featured image, because if you don't, then it will not look very attractive on your site. So just click on Set Featured Image and we will set our featured image here. Click on Set Featured Image. Now we are finally done with our recipe. Click on Publish. So the recipe has been published. We will open the recipe in the new tab. And this is how our recipe looks like. Here are the images that we added in the gallery. Our title, recipe subtitle. Come down, the description. Recipe title here, the author name, cooking method we assigned to this recipe, cuisine, courses, the recipe keys that we had assigned as dairy-free and vegan, all the additional information that we had added, our ingredients, instructions, the serving amount, the video we added, the nutrition facts chart, the note, as well as the keywords. So this is one recipe that we created from custom post type. If you want to access your site from the dashboard, okay, we are done with this recipe, so we will navigate back to our dashboard. If you wish to have access to your site, then hover your mouse around here, then click on Visit Site. I'm going to open the link in the new tab. So this is how our site currently looks like. And this is the recipe that we just created, which was appearing like this when we opened it in the new tab from the dashboard from View Recipe link. So this was one way of creating recipe from the custom post type. There is also another way, and that is to create a post from all posts with Gutenberg blocks. And now we will use that method to create the same recipe. So to posts and click on Add New. Let's add in the title and subtitle. So I will bring the demo page tab here, and we will copy the same title, paste it here, and the same description that we had used earlier. To add in the recipe card, you have to click on this add block icon, click over here, and you have to add in the dynamic recipe card. If you do not immediately see the dynamic recipe card here, you can also search it from over here. Click on it. Now we will start populating our recipe card from here. There is also another way through which you can add in the dynamic recipe card, and that is by clicking on add block icon over here. Scroll all the way down to delicious recipes, and you can select the dynamic recipe card from here. And there are also other blocks that you can select and add. Click on the recipe card here. Now we will add in the recipe image first. So click on Media Library, and we will select the same image that we had selected before. This is how it appears. Okay, to the right, you can custom author name from here. I'm letting it be Blossom Themes. To add in the cooking method, come down and you can add in the cooking method from here. Similarly, let's add in cuisine and course. And also recipe keys from here. Now we will add in the difficulty level from here. So go for either of these three options. Again, just fill in the prep time, cook time, and rest time here. If you have added prep time, cook time, and rest time all as 60, to your right hand side, just scroll down and click on Calculate Total Time under Display Total Time, and your total time will be calculated automatically. You can also fill in the rest of the information like servings, calories, and best season for the recipe from here. If you wish to make any of these sections disappear, then you can simply disable the toggle here. So let's say you don't want the best season to be displayed, you can simply disable the toggle here. In a similar way, if you don't want the calories to be displayed, you can simply disable the toggle here, and you can do the same for the rest of the information that are available here. I'm going to enable them back on. Now we will add in the description. So copying the same description from our demo page, I'm going to paste it here. Now let's add in the ingredients. From the demo page, I'm simply going to copy the ingredients and paste it here. If you wish to add in ingredients in between, then simply click this enter arrow and you can add in the ingredient over here as well. If you wish to create ingredient section, then click on add ingredient section, then add in the section title over here. In our case, we will add in optional toppings as our ingredient section, then click on add ingredient, or simply click on insert ingredient icon over here, then add in your additional toppings. Come down and we will add in the instructions. So we will copy the same instruction here, paste it. To add in the image for each of your instructions, click over here, click on this image icon, then select the image that you want to add. Click on select and it will appear over here. We will do the same for the rest of the instructions. If you wish to create instruction section, then you can click on add instruction section and create a new instruction section. To add a video, from your right hand side, go to the top and you can either upload the video from here, or you can also select the one from the media library if you have already uploaded one. My recommendation would be to upload your video to your YouTube channel and you can easily insert the link, click on apply, and the video will be shown over here. Next, we will add in the notes. We will copy the same notes and we will paste it over here. To add in the keywords, come to your right hand side and from here you can add in the keywords. Again, I'm copying the same keywords and pasting it here. So we have finished adding all of the information in our recipe card. Now we will go to post and we will create categories. Creating categories is necessary because you have created this recipe using posts. So click on add new category, give your category a name, then click on either enter or click on add new category. What you can do is you can create all the categories at once, and for this recipe or the recipes that you create in the future, you can assign the categories that apply to those respective recipe posts. Scroll down, you can also add tags from here. Just make sure that you separate the tags with commas if you do. Click on set featured image to add in the featured image. Now we will select the same image. Click on set featured image and now we will publish our recipe. Click on publish. So the recipe has been published. Let's open the link in the new tab. As you can see, the recipe has been created using the post. Let's go to the top and we will just make side-by-side comparison between the recipe that we have created using post and the recipe that we have created using the custom post type. It's not really very different, but you can just check out the differences yourself and you can go for the best method. And even the permalink looks different. This one is the one that we have created using custom post type. So recipe and the post name is showing here. If you go back, this is how the permalink looks like in the recipe that we have created using posts. The recipe is not showing here, which was showing over here. Okay, everything looks fine in the recipe that we created using posts except for the permalink, which is looking a bit weird with date and everything showing. So let's fix this one. Back to our dashboard, and we will go to the settings and go to permalinks. From under common settings, we will select post name, then click on save changes. If you go back to the same post, the recipe post, give it a refresh, then it will show a message like this, and that is because this particular link does not exist anymore. So what we will do is we will go to the home page, open the recipe from here. As you can see, the permalink has changed and it looks much more neater with only the post name showing over here and the date and everything is not showing. If you come back, go to recipes and all recipes. This is the only recipe that we have created so far using custom post type, and if you go to posts, click on all posts. This is the only recipe that we have created using the Gutenberg block. So I'm going to pause the video for a while. I'm going to create few more recipes and then we will jump to the recipe settings. So let me pause the video for a while. As you can see from the screen, I have created some more recipes. Now if you go back to our site and let's go to the home page. So currently, this is how our site looks like with all the recipes added. We will go to the top. And currently in the banner, only one recipe is showing. We will configure this later. So let's go back. And now we will go to the recipe settings. From under recipes, go to settings and click on it. So we will start with general settings. The first option is to display recipes on homepage, like how it is currently displaying. If you disable this option, click on save changes, go back, give your site a refresh, then your recipes will not be displayed in homepage anymore. If you enable this and click on save changes, go back, give it a refresh, then your recipes will be displayed on your home page. From here, you can select the number of recipes to be displayed per page. You can select any number. Next is the recipe details. So we will go back and we will open one of the recipes here. So right now, if you disable the recipe details header and a recipe featured image, which are showing right now, this is the recipe featured image and this is the recipe detailed header section right over here. If you disable both options, then click on save changes, go back, give your site a refresh, then your header and your featured image will not be displayed. Similarly, you can change the ingredient line format from quantity, unit, ingredient, and notes to anything else that you want. This is the current format that is displaying in your ingredients section. Underneath, you have the option of global recipe toggles. So you can either enable or disable the toggles from here. If you go back, and right now, the author, cooking method, cuisine, courses, and recipe toggles are showing. If you wish to disable any one of the toggles, okay, let's just say author. You disable this, click on save changes, go back, give your recipe a refresh, and author section will not be shown anymore. The same goes for the rest of the toggles that are available here. You also have the mark as complete option available. If you enable this option, click on save changes, go back, come down and give your recipe a refresh, then you will see mark as complete button enabled for each of the instructions available. And this will be very helpful to your users in order to mark their progress in creating the recipe that you have created. So after they are finished with instruction number 1, they can simply click on mark as complete and it will appear like this. If they are done with instruction number 2, then they can check in mark as complete and they can do the same for the rest of the instructions. This is a very helpful way to your readers to be able to follow your recipe one by one and track their progress and mark it as well. Here are some more information right at the bottom. The first is to enable or disable the recipe navigation. So recipe navigation is this one right over here. Next option is to display the powered by option, which is the option over here. If you disable both options, click on Save Changes, go back and give your recipe a refresh, then they will not be shown anymore. Similarly, the recipe author, recipe published date, comments can be enabled or disabled from here. You go back, this is the comments section. If you disable it, click on Save Changes, come back and give it a refresh. Then the comment section will not be shown anymore. Next, you can enable or disable the single recipe image crop from here, and you can also enable or disable the recipe archive image crop from here. Let's select our preferences. I'm going to enable the options that I want to be enabled. Click on Save Changes, and now if I go back and give my recipe a refresh, then everything that I want to be displayed, including the featured image and header, will be shown. Next is the recipe archive. From here, you can make configuration for various archive pages on your site. So let's explore these options. If you go over to our site, and this is the recipe that I have opened. From the breadcrumb, if we go to recipes, this is the recipe index page. Now you can either enable or disable the archive header. Right now it is enabled, which is why the recipe index is showing here. If you disable this option, click on Save Changes, go back, give it a refresh, then this will not be shown anymore. You can actually disable this option because our theme already contains headers, so we don't need double header here. Back. From here, you can change the default archive layout, which is now set as list view, which is this layout over here. Now if we go back and we change it to grid view, click on Save Changes, go back, give our site a refresh, and it will give us a grid view of all the recipes under recipe index page. From here, you can change the recipe archive title from recipe index to anything else that you want. From here, you can also add in the description. From here, you can change the recipe taxonomy subtitle from narrow your search to anything else that you want. This default label shows on your recipe archive pages such as course, cuisines, templates, etc. So if you go over to pages and click on all pages, I'm going to open the link in the new tab. And if you go to one of the recipe page templates, let's go to cooking methods and click on view. Again, I'm opening it in the new tab. Currently, the label is narrow your search. You can change this from over here. After you make your preferences, click on Save Changes. Next is appearance. From here, you can enable your plugin typography so that you are able to use typography fonts from the plugin itself. You can disable them if you wish to use the theme's default fonts. So this is something that I had gone in the beginning as well. Next is the recipe colors. From here, you can change the primary and secondary color of your recipe card. If you go to your site and open your recipe, scroll down, you can change the primary and secondary color of the recipe card over here. Currently, it is set to this minty green color over here. Now, if you want to change it to, let's say, orange or yellow or any other color, you can come back here. You can just select the color from the palette over here. Now, you can move this pointer and come to the color of your choice. Similarly, with the secondary color, move around the slider and move around this pointer to be specific in selecting your color shade. You can also add in the hex values and select the RGB color values, you can also select the color from the palette given over here. After you are done, click on Save Changes. Come back, give your site a refresh. Our primary and secondary color has changed into this light orange color. So this is how you can change the primary and the secondary color. Let me make a little bit more adjustment in the color and then we will move on. Okay, so I like this color more, so I will go with this color. The convenient and in many ways beautiful thing is that you can come back here, make changes, you can click on Save Changes. Then you can come back to your site, just give it a refresh and you can see the changes happening in real time. That will give you an idea about what looks good on your site and you can make your choices accordingly. So this way it is very easy to use and make selection for your personal preference. Let's go back. Next is the permalinks. Again, if you wish to change the permalinks, then you can change it from here. Next is the social sharing. If you go over to our demo page, again, let's open one of the recipe from here. Scroll all the way to the bottom. So this is what you will be able to achieve with the social share options. Let's enable this. You can change the social share title from here. Just remove the title that is here and add in the title of your choice. Enable Instagram and Pinterest. And now we will add content to both Instagram and Pinterest. Let's copy and paste the same content for both Instagram and Pinterest. Click on Save Changes. Now you go back to your site. Let's scroll all the way down to where the social sharing buttons are supposed to be shown. Refresh and as you can see, the social sharing buttons are now showing. You must have noticed the difference in our site and in the demo page over here. In our demo page, it is appearing a bit narrower, whereas in our site, it is appearing a bit wider, and I will tell you why that is. That is because in our demo page, we have the sidebar displaying for each of our recipes, whereas in our site we have not yet added the sidebar. I will show you how to add sidebar in a while, but if you are wondering why the difference in the looks, this is why. Let's go back. Next is review ratings. From here you can enable or disable the review ratings and change the default rating label from Rate This Recipe. You can enable or disable and change the label of the Rate This Recipe from this option over here. Next is the author settings. Again, if you go over to the demo page and scroll down, this is the author section and this is what you will achieve from this settings over here. Let's enable the top two options. Let's select the recipe author as Blossom Themes and we will add the author name over here. So back to our demo page and I will copy and paste the same author name. Now let's add in the subtitle, which is shown as a food blogger. You can add in the subtitle of your choice. Click over here. Now you can also upload your photo. If you want to leave it blank, you can also leave it blank. Click on Add Image and we will select the image of our choice. Click on Add or Replace Image. Come down. You can also display various social media profile links in the respective boxes. So just check out the options that are available here and those social media platforms that you are in and the links that you want to display. Simply copy and paste the link to your social media profile in the relevant boxes over here. So let me fill in the links to these respective social media boxes. After you are done adding the links, click on Save Changes. Go back to your site and give it a refresh. You will see that the information or the author section information has been added along with the name, the subtitle, and various social media profiles that is showing here at the bottom. Next is the print settings. So if you go over to your site and go to the top of your recipe, then you can see the print recipe option is available to your users if they wish to print the recipe. From here, you can make various configurations of your print recipe option. If you decide to disable the print recipe button, click on Save Changes, go back, give your site a refresh, then the print recipe option will not be shown at the top and also in your recipe card. You can change the print recipe button text from print recipe to anything else that you want. Here are rest of the print options. You can also upload your logo if you want to display it in the print template. If you do not want to, then you can also leave it blank. Just click on Add Image and select the logo that you want to display in your print recipe template. You also have the option to allow or not allow users to customize your print template. If you go back to your site, okay, let me just save the changes first. Give it a refresh. Now the print recipe button is showing. Let's assume that your users decided to print your recipe. Then you have the option to allow or disallow certain sections in your print recipe template, which you can control from here. If you do not want your users to customize your print template, then you can simply disable this option. Click on Save Changes, and currently the print option that is available to your users will not be available anymore. It will be gone. And if you do allow your users to customize, you can also select the default print option settings that will be displayed in your print template. For instance, you do not want the last 4 print recipe options to be shown. If you click on Save Changes, go back, give it a refresh. While the rest of the print options that you have selected are available, the rest of the options are not. You can choose to embed the recipe link in your print template from here. You can change the recipe link label from read it online to anything else that you want. You can display the social sharing info or just disable it. You also have the option to allow or disallow to embed the author information. From here, you can add in a thank you message. Now let's make the print options available. Click on Save Changes, go back, give your print template a refresh. If you scroll down, then you can see the social sharing information, the read it online link, as well as the thank you messages are showing here. So this is how you can configure your print recipe template. We'll go back. After you make your preferences, click on Save Changes. Next is the nutrition. Again, if you go back to your site, there is a nutrition chart that is displaying here. You can enable or disable the nutrition fact chart from here. You can change the nutrition facts text from here. You can change the daily value disclaimer from here, which is currently showing right over here. From here, you can choose to display the nutrition facts in standard mode, which is the black and white mode. From here, you can also display the nutrition with 0 values if you have not assigned any values to the nutrition box. Enabling this will also display them in your recipe facts chart. Click on Save Changes. If you go back, give your recipe a refresh, then this is what your recipe card will look like in standard form and with 0 values showing. Let's make our preferences. Click on Save Changes, and we will display our recipe card like this. Next is the search settings. So from here, you will be able to configure your search page. We have already selected the search page as recipe search. So again, if you go to pages, go to all pages. From here, let's open the recipe search page by clicking on view. You can configure this page from here. You can either enable or disable to show the search bar, which is this bar right over here. You can also enable or disable various search filter fields, which is currently showing over here. And you can also change the default filter labels from here. So just to show you an example, if I'm unchecking the last 4 options, then click on Save Changes. Let's change the label of season to, I have just randomly added recipe just to show you the difference. Then click on Save Changes. Go over to your site, to your recipe search page, give it a refresh, and you can see the changes are now showing here. I will revert it back to the way it was before, and you can also go ahead, make your preferences and click on Save Changes. Do not forget to click on Save Changes, because if you don't, then the changes that you make from your dashboard from under recipe settings will not be reflected in your site. Click on Save Changes, and I will also enable the Show Search Bar. After which your recipe search will be displayed like this. Next is the miscellaneous settings. I have already gone into custom units, so I will not go into this. If you wish to add more custom units, you can click on Add Custom Unit and customize the unit of your choice. Next is the custom icons. I will come back to this when I'm showing you how to add and create taxonomies. So I'm skipping this for now. Let's click on Save Changes. We are finally done with all of our delicious recipes plugins settings. If you have any questions or if there was something that you did not understand, make sure you drop your question in the comment section below, and you can also reach out to our support team directly from the link I have provided in the description box below. Now I will show you how you can create taxonomies. You can create recipe taxonomies such as courses, cuisines, cooking methods, and assign these taxonomies to recipes. I will show you how you can create taxonomies for courses and assign them to your recipes. And following the same process, you can create cuisines and cooking methods. For that, from under recipes, we will go to courses. So here are a bunch of courses that we had created at the time of creating the recipe. If you wish to add a new course, just add in the name here. For example, if you want to add the new course as drinks, add in the name here, then add in the slug here. Slug is the URL friendly version of the name and it is all lowercase. So for drinks, just type out the slug in all lowercase as drinks. You can add in the description if you wish to. You can set the taxonomy color from here. Just select the color from the palette, move around your pointer and the slider to come to the color of your choice. If you wish to add in the taxonomy image, just click on Add Image and select the image of your choice. From here, you can remove the image that you have added. If you wish to add in taxonomy SVG icon instead, click here. You can select from the list of recipe icons here. You can select from Font Awesome icons, and you can also select from PNG icons. For now, I have selected the taxonomy color. Click on Add New Course. As you can see, we have created a new course from here. If you want to assign this particular course to your recipes, go to All Recipes. Let's assign the course to this particular recipe. So click on Quick Edit. From under Courses, you will find the newly created courses here. Select it. Now click on Update. The drinks course has been added to this recipe. If you view this in the new tab, then you can see that along with all the other courses, the newly created course, which was drinks, has also been assigned to this recipe. If you click on this particular course, you'll find the recipe which has been assigned under this particular course. So this is how you can create taxonomies and assign them to your recipes. You can follow the same process for cuisines and cooking methods. Now, again, if you go to courses, Here were a list of courses that we had already added at the time of creating the course. I will show you how you can change the taxonomy color or add taxonomy image for the pre-created courses. So breakfast was one of the courses that we had created beforehand. At the time of creating the recipe, to change the taxonomy color or add the taxonomy image or taxonomy SVG icon, click on edit. No need to fill up the name and slug. You can add in the description though. If you wish to add in the taxonomy color, click on select color. Select the color from the palette, move around your pointer and your slider to get to the color of your choice. You can click on clear to set it back to default. Again, to add in the taxonomy image, you can click on add or replace image and select the image of your choice. You can remove the image added from here. To add the taxonomy SVG icon, click here. And just like I explained before, you can select the icon from the list of recipe icons here. You can select from Font Awesome icons here. Or you can select the one from the PNG icons available here. Now, if you do not find the icon that you would like to add from the list of the icons available here, you can also custom and add in your own icon. For that, we will go to Settings once again, then go over to Miscellaneous Settings. The Custom Icons option, which we had left out before, this is where it comes into use. So click on Add Custom Icons, select the icon of your choice, click on Add Image, click on Save Changes. Now again, we will go to the courses. We will click on Edit under Breakfast. Come down, click on Taxonomy SVG icon. Go to PNG icons and you will see the icon that you had added is now showing. So you can easily select this and click on Update. So this is how you can create taxonomies, assign taxonomies to your recipes, and add or change your taxonomy color, image, or taxonomy SVG icon. If you still have any confusions, make sure you drop your questions down in the comment section below. I will answer all of your questions. Or again, as I said before, you can directly reach out to our support team. Now I will go to courses, cuisines, and cooking methods, and I will go ahead and I will configure taxonomies for all of the three. I have configured taxonomies for my courses, cuisines, and cooking methods. I will now go ahead and add Sidebar widget to our homepage. It is recommended that you configure your taxonomies before you add the widgets. So to add in the Sidebar widgets, go to Appearance, then go to Widgets. On your left hand side are the available widgets, and we will add the selected widgets to our sidebar. Here are a few default widgets that are already added to the sidebar. Let me quickly remove all of them. Now we can create a fresh one. The first sidebar widget we will add to our sidebar is Blossom Author Bio. Just click on it. From the list of available options, select Sidebar, click on Add Widget. Now, start filling the details, starting with the title. Add in the author name here. You can display the photo from Gravatar, or you can also upload the photo. I want to upload a photo, so click on Uploaded Photo. Click on Upload. Select the photo of your choice. Click on Select. Add in the description here. You can stretch out the description box from here. Next, if you have the graphic of your signature, then you can click on Uploaded Photo. Click on Upload and select your signature. If you do not have the graphic of your signature yet, click on Text and just type out your signature over here. Next, we will add in the button label. Then you can add in the button link over here. You can simply copy and paste the link to your About page over here. Next, we will start adding various social media profiles. click on Add Social Profile. The process is very simple. Just search for the social icon from here. If you want to add in Facebook, search for Facebook from here. The icon has appeared. Click on it. If you want to add in Instagram, again, click on Add Social Profile. Search for Instagram. Select your icon. Under the link box, you have to copy and paste the link to your official social media pages of the respective social medias. Following the same process, I have added more social media icons. After you are finished adding all of your social media links, click on Save. So the author bio widget has been added to the sidebar. Let's go back to our site, to the home page. And you can see the About sidebar widget has been added. Let's go back to our dashboard. Now we will go ahead and add various delicious recipe widgets. So come down and here are the delicious recipes widgets. The first recipe widget we will add is delicious recipe categories. Click on it. Make sure that you have selected sidebar from the list here. Click on Add to Widget. You can change the title from here. From under Recipe Taxonomy, you can either select Recipe Course, Cuisine, or Cooking Method. Let's select Recipe Course and we will also change the title to Recipe Courses. To select the categories, click here and you can select from the list of available categories. I'm going to select all of them one by one. Here are more options at the bottom. You can either check in or uncheck them. Click on Save after you are done. If you go back to your site, give it a refresh, then you can see the recipe category or recipe courses widget has been added. If you remember, we had configured or added the taxonomy image for breakfast, and we had also created drinks taxonomy and we had chosen this light orange color. So this is the significance of adding taxonomies to your recipes. It not only helps your site look beautiful, but it also helps your users to easily access various courses and categories. We will now add more widgets. So back to our dashboard. Come down. Now to add the cuisines or cooking method widgets, you have to select the recipe categories, then select sidebar, click on Add to Widget, go to the top, and this time from under Recipe Taxonomy, we will select Recipe Cuisine. We will change the title to Recipe Cuisine and we will choose categories from here. You can either check in or uncheck the options at the bottom. Click on Save, go back, give your site a refresh, and then you can see the recipe cuisines have been added. Following the same process, you can add in recipe cooking methods. Select delicious recipe categories, select sidebar, click on Add Widget. From under drop-down option, select Recipe Cooking Method, change the title to Recipe Cooking Method, select categories from here, and click on Save. Go back to your site, give it a refresh, and Recipe Cooking Method widget has now been added under your sidebar. There are also other delicious recipe widgets that you can add, such as delicious featured recipes, popular tags, popular recipes, recent recipes, recipe keys, and so on. For our last two recipes, we will add delicious recent recipes. Make sure that sidebar is selected. Click on Add to Widget. You can change the title, number of recipes, and style layout from 1 and 2 from here. Click on Save. And for the last widget, we will add Delicious recipe keys. Select Sidebar, then click on Add Widget. You can change the title from here. Click on Done. Go back, give your site a refresh, and you can see the recent recipes has been added to your sidebar. We are done with adding widgets, and now we will finally access our customizer. To access your customizer, go to Appearance, then click on Customize. I'm going to open the link in the new tab. These are the various settings that you get with Blossom Recipe Free WordPress theme. If you click on Pro Available View Pro theme, you will be taken to the Pro version of the Blossom Recipe Free theme. If you click on Demo and Documentation, from under Demo link, you will be able to access our demo page. From under Documentation, you will be able to access the documentation page of Blossom Recipe Free theme. Now we will go to Site Identity. Here are various options through which you will be able to create a unique site identity for your site. Let's start with adding a site logo. Click on Select Logo. Select the logo of your choice. Click on Select. You have the option to crop the image and skip cropping. I'm going to skip cropping. From here, you can select the site title. You simply have to remove the site title that is here, then add in the site title of your choice. Whatever you type in here will be displayed over here, and it is the same for the tagline. I have set it back to the way it was before. From here, you can display the title and tagline. If you choose to uncheck this little box, then your site title and tagline will disappear and only your logo will appear. You can make either your logo appear or your site title and tagline appear, or you can also go for both. I'm going to go for both. Next is the site icon. So click on Select Site Icon. Select your site icon. Click on Select. Again, you have the option to crop or skip cropping. I'm going to skip cropping again. And this right here is your site icon. I would highly recommend you to add in a site icon because it not only helps your users to identify your brand, but it also helps you to build your brand identity. Click on Publish to save the changes. Let's go back. If you go over to our site, to the top, give it a refresh, then you can see our site identity has been created and also the site icon is displaying here. Next is the colors. From here, you can select the background color for your entire site. Click on Select Color. Select the color from the palette here. Move around your pointer and your slider to get to the color of your choice. If you want to set it back to default, click on Default. And if you have made any changes, do not forget to hit on Publish. Next is the background image. You can also select a background image for your site. Click on Select Image, then select the image of your choice. Click on Choose Image, and that particular image will be displayed as your background image. From under Preset, you have various options of Default, Fill Screen, Fit to Screen, Repeat, and Custom. You can go ahead, play around with these options and select the one of your preference. From here, you can also position your image into various directions. From here, you can select the image size from original to fit to screen to fill screen. The bottom two options are to repeat or not repeat the background with image and to scroll or not scroll with page. You can either check in or uncheck these options. I will show you one example. If you uncheck to scroll with page, then your background image will not scroll with your page. But if you choose to scroll the image with page, then your image will scroll with page. I'm going to remove the background image because I do not want the background image for my site, but you can go ahead and select it if you wish to. And of course, don't forget to hit on Publish if you do or if you make any changes from the customizer here. Let's go back. Next is the layout settings. From here, you can select the page, the post, and default sidebar layout for your site. I will explain the post sidebar layout, and you can apply the same concept to page sidebar layout. So let's open one of the posts from here, and keep in mind that this option can only be applied to a recipe that you created using posts from Gutenberg editor. From here, you can select the general sidebar layout for all of the recipes that you create using posts. So currently, the right sidebar layout is showing. You can go for the left sidebar layout, or you can go for the ones without any sidebar. Whatever sidebar layout you choose, that particular sidebar layout will be applied to all of the recipe posts that you create. But you can also select a different sidebar layout for each of the posts that you create, which will override the layout selection that you have made from here. For that, all you have to do is go back to your dashboard, go to posts, then click on add new. Let me quickly create a new post here. After you have created a recipe post for yourself, right at the very bottom, you have the option of choosing the sidebar layout. So you can select the individual sidebar layout for the individual posts that you create. So currently, from the customizer, the default post sidebar layout is the right sidebar layout. If you want the one with full width sidebar layout, then you can select it from here, which will automatically deselect the default sidebar layout. If you click on Publish and view the post in the new tab, you will see that this particular recipe post has no sidebar layout to it. Whereas for the sidebar layout chosen here, this one has the right sidebar layout to it. You can go ahead and select the sidebar layout of your choice right at the time of creating the recipe. Next is the default sidebar layout. So this is the general sidebar layout for your whole site. It does not matter whether your recipes were created using the posts or the Gutenberg editor. Come down, you can select from the left or no sidebar layout, or you can always go with the right sidebar layout. Make your preferences and click on Publish. Next is the general settings. And the first option is the banner section. From under banner options, you have 3 options available. The first is to disable the banner section altogether. The second is to have a static or a video banner. And the third is to have your banner as a slider. I want to have my banner as a slider, but I will also quickly explain the first 2 options. If you disable the banner section, then banner section will not be shown altogether. If you select a static or a video banner, you can select the video of your choice and display it as a banner over here. Click on select video. You can upload your video from here, or you can also select the one from the media library if you have already uploaded one. If you happen to own a YouTube channel, then you simply have to copy and paste your YouTube URL over here, and your YouTube video will be displayed as your banner slider. Next, you can also add in a static image. Click on Add New Image. Then select the image of your choice. Click on Select and Crop. I'm going to skip cropping, and this particular image will be displayed as your header. You can easily go ahead and change the title from here and change the subtitle from here. You can also change the banner button label from read more to anything else that you like. Then copy and paste the link to the page or post that you want your visitors to land on when they click on this button over here. I will select the banner option as slider. If you select banner as slider, you have one more option, that is to either select your latest post, your category, or latest delicious recipes. So currently latest post is being shown if you select category. Then you have one more option. That is to select from the list of categories available. Whatever category you choose from here, the recipe posts from that particular category will be displayed in your banner slider. Instead, you can select latest delicious recipes, which means all the recipes that you created using Delicious Recipes plugin will be displayed in your banner slider. You can select the number of slides from here, slide this button over to increase the number of slides, and slide this button under to select lesser number of slides. Click on Publish to save the changes. Next is the header section. From here, you can enable or disable the header search over here. From here, you can enable or disable the header newsletter section. We have not created one yet, so I'm leaving this one out. I will come back to this when I have created the newsletter section for our site. Next is the social media settings. Enable this option here. Click on Add New Links. Search for the social media links from here. If you want to add in Facebook, search for Facebook by typing in Facebook or some relevant keywords. And here the icon has appeared. Click on it. Now inside of the link box, copy and paste the link to your official social media page or your official Facebook page in this case. As soon as you add in the link, you must have noticed the tiny Facebook icon has appeared. Following the same process, keep on adding more social media links or all the social media links that you want to feature on your site in the header section. After you are done, click on Publish to save the changes. If you go back to your site, give it a refresh. Okay, let's go to home page first. And you can see the social media icons have been added along with the banner is now displaying here. Next is the SEO settings. So let's open one of the recipes from here. The first option is to enable the last updated post date. When you enable this option, your last updated post date will be displayed over here. If you disable this, then the last updated post date will not be shown. Next is to enable the breadcrumb. This is breadcrumb. You can either disable or enable it. You can change the breadcrumb home text from home to anything else that you like. I am changing it back to home. I would recommend you to enable your last updated post date and to enable your breadcrumb because they highly affect your SEO boost, and also it helps your users navigate their way throughout your site. Click on Publish to save the changes. Next is the post blogs and pages settings. The first option is to hide prefix in archive page. So let's go over to one of the recipes that we created using all posts from Gutenberg blogs. So back to our home page. This is the recipe that we created using all blogs. How you can tell the differences between the recipe created using Delicious Recipe plugins and the recipes created using all posts is just by taking a look. For recipes created using all posts, their categories will show at the top, and for those recipes that are created using Delicious Recipes plugin, the various courses that are assigned to it will display at the top. So let's open this recipe that we created using all posts, and we will open one of the categories from here. If you disable this option, then the prefix, which is titled as Browsing Category, will be displayed in your category page. If you enable this, then it will not be shown anymore. Next option is to enable the blog excerpt. So these are the blog excerpts. If you disable it, full post content will be shown for your blog posts. When you enable it, only the excerpt will be shown. From here, you can also select the excerpt length If you slide this button over, then you can choose a more number of excerpt lengths. If you slide this button under, then you can decrease the number of excerpt length. From here, you can change the read more text. Currently, it is set as learn more. You can change it back to read more or any other text of your choice. The options from author section title to hide posted date will affect your individual posts. So let's go to this post and the author section title, scroll down. This is the author section and it is titled as About Author. You can change it from here. Just give it the title of your choice. I'm going to remove author and only put About in the author section title. Next, you also have the option to enable the single newsletter section. You only have to copy and paste the newsletter shortcode after you have created it, and you have to enable the single newsletter section option from here. From here, you can enable or disable to show the related posts, and you can also change the related post section title from you may also like to anything else that you want. From here, you will be able to show comments in single post and pages. If you disable this, then the comment section will not be shown anymore. Next, you can also hide category. So categories are showing for our blog posts. If you enable to hide them, then the categories will not be shown anymore. Next is to hide post author. This is the post author. If you enable this, then post author will not be shown anymore. Similarly, if you hide posted date, this one is the posted date. If you enable this option, then the posted date will not be shown anymore. Make your preferences and click on Publish. Let's go back. Next is the newsletter section. We will head back to our home page and we will scroll down at the bottom where the newsletter is supposed to show. Before we make any configuration from this section, we will go back to our dashboard, go to Blossom Themes Email Newsletter, click on Add New. Now we will start adding various details, starting with the title. Add in the title to your newsletter. From under Field Settings, you can either select a name and email or only email. If you select name and email, both name and email placeholder will be shown. If you select only email, then only email placeholder will be shown. I'm going to select both name and email. You can also change the name placeholder, email placeholder, and submit button labels from here. From here, you can also enable the GDPR checkbox and add in the form note from here, which is a short message asking your visitors and users to subscribe to you. From here, you can select your background. You can either select background color. To set the background color, click over here on the background color option. Then select the color from the color palette, move around your pointer and your slider to get to the color of your choice. To select the font color, click here and select the font color of your choice. I'm going to select white. Instead of a background color, if you want to add in a background image, select background image, click on upload image. Now select the background image of your choice. Click on use this image. For this particular newsletter, I'm going to select background image, but you can go ahead and make your choice. Now click on publish. After you have finished adding all of the information, the newsletter has been created. Now we will go back to our customizer. Click on add a widget. As it is given over here, add Blossom Themes email newsletter widget. You can manually search for the widget from here. From here, you can also search for the widget. Simply type in email. Here, the widget has appeared. Click on it. You can add in the title if you wish to. From the drop-down option, select the newsletter that we have just created. And our newsletter section has now appeared. If you wish to upload the newsletter icon, click on Upload. Select the image that you want to upload, the icon. Click on Select. And it will display over here like this. If you wish to make change in the colors or anything else, you can always come back and adjust it from here. Also, if from the drop-down option, the newsletter that you create from the dashboard is not shown immediately, then you can always refresh your customizer to make sure that the changes are also reflected in your customizer tab. After you are done, click on Done and click on Publish. If you go back to your site, scroll all the way to the bottom, give it a refresh, you will see the newsletter section has been added. Let's go back. Because we have configured our newsletter section, we will complete adding the newsletter section in the header section to the top. So the newsletter that we have just created, copy the shortcode from your right hand side, go back, paste the newsletter shortcode, after which the newsletter that you have created will appear right on top. You can disable the newsletter if you wish to, or you can also enable it. If you want to create a new newsletter which will appear right on the top, then you can always go back, click on Add New and create a different newsletter and copy the shortcode of your newly created newsletter, then add it over here. So this is how you can enable your header newsletter section. I do not want to enable it, but just to show you how it looks like on your site, I'm going to publish it. If you go back to your site and give it a refresh, this is what it looks like. Let me disable this option. Next, we will configure our Instagram settings. Go to Instagram settings. Before we enable our Instagram section, click on this link. Now click on Connect with Instagram. Because I have previously connected my Instagram account with other websites, it is showing me a message like this. For you, it will ask you to fill in your login credentials and then click on Allow or Authorize. I'm going to click on Allow. I have also added a link in the description box below to a video that will give you in-depth tutorial on how you can integrate your Instagram section to your website. If you have faced any issues during the process, that video also covers all of those issues, so make sure you check that out. That video is very helpful. As you can see, the access token, username and the rest of the information has been filled in automatically. You can go ahead and make changes in number of photos, photos per row, profile link text, check for new posts every day if you wish to, and click on Save Changes. You must have noticed that after you click on Save Changes, your Connect with Instagram button changes to Reconnect with Instagram, which means the configuration has happened successfully. Now, scroll all the way to the bottom. Enable your Instagram section. It is not showing right now, so I will disable the option and I will enable it again. The Instagram section is now showing. If your Instagram section does not show when you enable the toggle at first, then you can disable the toggle and enable it again. It will refresh your customizer and it will then display your Instagram section. Click on Publish to save the changes. If you go back to your site, give it a refresh. Scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see the Instagram section has now been added to our site. Let's go back. We are done with our general settings. Next is the menus. Let's go to the top. So creating menus is very easy. There are two ways through which you can create a menu for your site. One is from the dashboard and second is from the customizer itself. For this video, I will be creating menus from the customizer, but I have also added a link in the description box below to a video that will give you in-depth tutorial on how you can create a navigation menu for your site. So make sure you check that out. That video is very helpful for all of you. Click on Create New Menu, give your menu a name, then select the menu location to primary, which is the location right over here. Click on Next. Click on Add Items. You can go ahead and add various items. You can add pages, you can add posts, recipes, portfolios, categories, and so on. You can also add custom links. I will go ahead and add some of the pages here first. I will add my home page and I will add my recipe course search, recipe tags, and recipe search page. You can also remove the menu items that you don't want by clicking on them and clicking on Remove. Since the menu items that I have added are looking a bit long, I'm going to edit their labels. I'm simply going to remove recipe from 4 of these recipe page templates that I have added into the navigation menu. For that, just click on the menu item, then you can rename or change your navigation label from the box over here. And like this, I have removed the recipe label, which is only making the courses visible. This looks more neat, so I will go with this. I will do the same for the rest of the options. After you are done, click on Publish, and your menu will be displayed over here. If you go over to your site and give it a refresh, I have already refreshed it. This is how your menu is going to look like. Let's come back and back. Next is the widgets. So we have already configured the default sidebar on our homepage. Now we will go ahead and configure our delicious recipes sidebar. So let's open one of the recipes created using the Delicious Recipes plugin. You must have noticed as soon as I opened one of the recipes, it gives me the option to create Delicious Recipes sidebar. Click on it. Now click on Add a Widget. This is another way through which you can create and add sidebar widget. Now the first widget that we will add is Blossom Author Bio. Select it. We will start filling all of the details, starting with the title. You can display the photo from Gravatar, but you can also upload the photo of your choice. Click on Uploaded Photo. Click on Upload. Select the photo of your choice. Click on Select. Now add in the description. If you have the graphic of your signature, then you can easily upload photo by clicking on Uploaded Photo. Click on Upload. Select the graphic of your signature. Click on Select, which will be displayed over here. If you do not have the graphic of your signature yet, you can also display your signature from text option here. You only have to type in your signature inside of this box. And it will display over here. I'm going to display signature from the uploaded photo. Add in the button label from here and add in the featured link to the page or the post that you want your visitors to land on when they click on the button label. click on Add Social Profile. Now, from under Social icon, search for the social icon that you want to feature. Select the icon. Inside of the link box, copy and paste the link to your social media profile that you wish to feature right underneath your author bio section. Following the same process, I have added more social media icons. After you are done adding all of the social media icons, click on Apply and they will be featured over here. Click on Done. Now click on Add a Widget and we will add various recipe widgets. So from the search bar, type in recipe. We will add delicious recipe categories. Click on it. You can change the title from here. From under recipe taxonomy, you can either select a recipe course, cuisine, or cooking method. If you select a recipe course, then the recipe courses are going to be shown here. You can select specific category from here. Like if you select only breakfast, then only breakfast will be shown. Similarly, you can select the category that you want to feature. Instead of recipe course, if you select recipe cuisine, then your recipe cuisine categories will be displayed. And if you select a recipe cooking method, then recipe cooking method will be shown. You can either check in or uncheck the bottom two options. I am going to select a recipe course. Then I'm going to change my title to recipe course, which will be displayed as the title on the sidebar widget. Then click on Done. Following the same process, I have added recipe cuisines and recipe cooking methods. For our last widget, click on Add a Widget. Type in recipe in the search bar. I'm going to select delicious recipe keys. And all of the delicious recipe keys will be displayed. If you wish to change the title, then you can do it from here. Click on Done. Now for our last widget, click on Add a Widget. Again, type in recipe. This time we will go for delicious recent recipes, which will feature all of the recent recipes on the sidebar. You can make changes in the title, select the number of recipes that will be displayed on the sidebar, and also the style layout from 1 and 2. After you are done, click on Done and click on Publish. And this is how our delicious recipe sidebar looks like. We will go back. Next, we will configure our footer areas 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to footer area number 1. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Click on Add a Widget and you can select from 22 highly customizable widgets that are available here. So let's go ahead and select the widget that we want to feature. Let's go ahead and add Blossom Themes email newsletter widget. Click on it. You can manually search for the widget or you can simply click on Add a Widget and type in email newsletter or only newsletter in the search bar. And your widget will appear here. Add in the title. From the drop-down option, select the newsletter. You can enable GDPR. After you are done, click on Done and click on Publish. For our footer area number 2, click on Add a Widget. Scroll down. Let's go ahead and add Blossom Pinterest widget. Click on it. You can change the title from here. Inside of the Pinterest URL box, you have to copy and paste the link to your official Pinterest page. And here, your Pinterest widget has appeared. You can select the height in pixel from here. After you are done, click on Done and click on Publish. For our footer area number 3, again, click on Add a Widget. Now let's see what we can add. Let's add in the delicious popular recipes widget. Click on it. And here, the popular recipes widget has been added. You can edit the title from here, which is currently showing as popular recipes. You can select the number of recipes. You can select the popular based on post views or comment count, and you can select the style layout from 1 and 2. After you are done, click on Done and click on Publish. If you go back to your site, scroll all the way to the bottom, give it a refresh. This is how your footer area will appear. Let's go back. We have already covered the homepage settings, and now we will go to footer settings. As I mentioned in the beginning, the entire footer copyright text cannot be edited. You can only edit this portion of your footer copyright text. So instead of footer copyright 2021 Blossom recipe all rights reserved, if you wish to remove or add in something else, I have randomly added a text, but you can go ahead and add in the copyright text of your choice. In our Pro theme, you can also make the WordPress information and the theme author disappear. I am changing the footer copyright text back to the way it was before. After you are done, click on Publish. Lastly, we have additional CSS. You can easily add your own CSS code to customize the appearance and layout of your site. Simply copy and paste your CSS code here, then click on Publish. So that was it about the Blossom Recipe free WordPress theme. We will go back to our home page. Now we will go to our site, go to the top, give it a final refresh, and we will take a final look at our site and see how it has turned out. So that was it about the Blossom recipe free WordPress theme. If you have any questions or confusions, please leave them down in the comments section below, or you can raise them directly to our support team with the help of the link in the description box below. If you liked this video, give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. Your support means a lot to us. Also make sure that you follow us on all of our social media channels. The links are in the description box and also in the homepage banner. If you want us to create a video tutorial on the Blossom Recipe Pro theme, then again, leave your comments down in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video.